It's Sarah here with Nicholson Tutoring, and today I want to talk to you about a grammar concept that you'll see tested on both the SAT and the ACT, and that's misplaced modifiers. First, let's talk about what a modifier is. It's a word, phrase, or clause that modifies or describes a noun. And remember, a noun's a person, place, or a thing. This becomes a problem when the descriptive word, phrase, or clause is too far away from what it's describing, because that obscures the meaning. Let's see how this works. On the screen, I've got labeled number 1, I've got this example. When swimming in the lake, the clouds parted and the sun came out. When you're reading that, you probably understand that the clouds aren't swimming in the lake. But grammatically what we have here is we have the phrase while swimming in the lake followed by the clouds. And so grammatically, that sentence is telling us that the clouds are swimming in the lake. To fix that, we have to rewrite all or part of the sentence to make that modifying phrase go next to what it's actually modifying. In this case, we have fixed it by putting the we directly after the comma. Now we've eliminated the confusion. It's clear that we are swimming in the lake. So number 2 is grammatically correct, which is what we want. Most students miss these errors, not because they think clouds are swimming in the lake, but students miss this because they don't even perceive it to be an error. All right. So that's the first thing, is understand that this is something that both SAT and ACT test. Second is, let's look for the signs. How do you know when this is going on? So I want to look at this question on the screen now, which is in SAT format, but again, you'll see it in both. There's some classic signs that this is a misplaced modifier question. The first, before we even read the passage, the first is that the answer choices are all fairly long. Okay, they're fairly long and they are somewhat different from each other. Okay, that's our first clue. Then our second clue is that sentence at the very end. That day, after swimming almost half a mile out into the ocean, comma. Okay. That has a long introductory phrase followed by a comma. All right, which in our sort of sample example, that's exactly what we saw. And so we want to ask ourselves, who or what is swimming almost half a mile out into the ocean? Well, like we know we have to do, we've read the entire passage, so we know it's probably the swimmer, Diana Nyad. But let's look at our answer choices to confirm. Okay. Does the current swim half a mile out into the ocean? That doesn't make any sense. So let's eliminate that. Does each passing moment swim almost half a mile out into the ocean? No. Does she? Well, she replaces Diana Nyad. That sounds really good. And then it was stronger than the current. No, that doesn't agree. So that's out. So C is our answer. It's the only one that fixes the modifying issue. Once you recognize that a misplaced modifier is in fact a grammatical error, you are much more likely to register this as an error when you're taking the test. And this will really help you clean up some of those last few points that you might be struggling with. To find out more, head to nicholsontutoring.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more tips.